Hello, metal workers. I did what I said I was going to do, and I painted the back of this thing to stabilize it with more oil-based primer, Rust-Oleum 2X, Ocean Mist, I believe it's called. And no, I'm sorry, Apple Green. And now I'm going to do this side with Viejo acrylic polyurethane surface primer, UK bronze green. So these primers come in military colors, which kind of limits you a little bit. And I wish that they, hint, 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 I wish that they came in more pure colors, like red, blue, and yellow, so that I could do more mixing and have that feasible. They do come in those colors, but you're limited to very small bottles, I think 17 milliliter, where this is a 200 milliliter, a lot more economical to use. Okay, so I've got this ready to go, and I'm going to plug in my compressor. I bought it on Amazon, Master Compressor. And I'm using a Paasch single action airbrush. Get that out. And it comes with these little siphon jars, and I'm going to mix the primer in here. I used to use this straight out of the bottle, and I had a lot of problems, so I've begun to dilute it. And it's been working wonderfully. I haven't had a problem since I started doing that. So I'm going to fill this about 2/3 full. Primer. And I am going to add about 10 drops, but I'm not going to measure it. This stuff is alcohol based, so it doesn't pour like water. About 10 drops of thinner, so that my primer goes further, and about 5 drops of flow improver. Then I'm going to put the cover on here. You have to, when you mix it, you have to cover this, and there's a little hole at the top. You have to cover that. And I just kind of mix it by swirling. All right. Attach my airbrush. The siphon bottle is a press fit. I'm going to open it up a little bit. Just a little bit. There's this knurling, these little grooves that run perpendicular to the threads, 90 degrees to the threads. And I'm just going to turn it slightly, if you view it this way, slightly counterclockwise. But because I'm facing away from it, I'm turning it clockwise, right? So it depends on your perspective. I turn on my compressor. Move the camera so you can see what I'm doing over here. In the single action airbrush, all you have to do is push the button and it sprays. This adjusts the paint. There we go. And I'm going to let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to go back where I started, where it's the most dry. This stuff dries a lot faster than oil paint, especially with the alcohol in it. One of the major components of thinner and flow improver both is alcohol, so that makes it dry pretty quick. And there's glycerin in here. which allows it to flow improve. It allows it to not dry on the nozzle there. And I'm using U.S. Art Supply, excuse me, an American company, so you know that that works with Viejo, a Spanish company, so you don't have to send to Spain for it. You can save some money. And this is thicker than I would put it on a miniature, but I want it to level the surface. And I'll probably do some intermediate sanding. Probably get a few layers on here. And then I'll go back and sand it with a sanding block, very fine sandpaper, to smoothen out the surface, and then come and prime it again. He will only be this dark around the edges, because what I'm going to do is glaze it. I'm going to apply layers of very, very thin coat paint. It's starting to rain. It's a little sun shower. The sun is shining, but it's starting to rain at the same time. It probably won't last long, but it may give me a really good effect wherever the raindrops fall on the primer. And I'm already getting this bubbling effect from the oil-based primer where it interacted with the rust. So that's pretty cool. While we're waiting for it to dry a little bit, I will shut that off so it's not irritating. And I'm okay with having some variations in the surface, but I don't want it to be obvious where flakes of paint have rusted and flaked off. That's what I want to be less obvious, like these transitions. Okay, let's turn the compressor on again. The way I'll layer it is I'll take a lighter color than this and thin it down like 50-50 with water, and then thin it some more with medium, which allows the paint to thin even more. Medium is everything that's in paint but the pigment. And then I will cover all but the very outside edge of it with my darkest of the three colors, the triad that I use. And then I'll put another layer on, and then I'll switch to another color, and I will go quite not up to the edge of the first layer to where the lightest color will build up at the top. So it'll give it some three-dimensionality to where the light is brightest at the top of the lizard, like it's actually not flat, but three-dimensional, excuse me, hiccup. Turn off that compressor and hang this on this little thing you can't see there. There's a little part of the compressor that holds your airbrush nicely. And I just wanted to show you, I didn't want to actually end up spilling the whole thing. And if I get this off my deck real quickly, I won't have to use cleaner, which is a mixture of distilled water, Windex, and Simple Green. But that will get it off. Here's some old stuff that I failed to get off in time, so I'll have to go through with the cleaner. You can look at my cleaning video for that. All right, let's give it another layer. I'll start over here where it's more dry. Wait a little bit until that dries a little bit more. And that's the process. I'm going to stop the video now, but I'll continue painting layer after layer to try to build that up to thicker. But I don't want to bore you, so I will stop the video now. Thank you, metal workers. What I will do in metal 005 is I'll start with the glazing with acrylic paint. Thank you.